I can't believe you never heard him. I'm a very popular entertainer.
It's Wednesday. That means it's hump day.
I can't believe you never heard him. I'm a very popular entertainer.
Good morning, Monique. What's happening, sis? Man, I think I got these audio levels finally worked out. Bad chicken. Yo, good morning to you. I feel like I finally got my audio levels worked out. I'm excited. D-Rob training in the building. Top of the morning to you, fam. Good morning. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's hump day. Hey, Mike. Mike. Guess what day it is? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. It's Wednesday. It is Wednesday. And I know the last couple of days, we've had more conversational things, and I haven't really been as hard on the personal development in lesson format, but we've been getting a lot of work done. I got a chance to actually see some of the things that motivated you and that inspired you, that you were really, seeking for and searching for with your life. And I want to start the day out with a quote. And it's something that I read yesterday that really it went along with what the lessons that we've been kind of talking about. And the quote is, your pain is only a tool to get you to your destiny. What y'all think about that? Your pain is only a tool to get you to your destiny. That is the quote of the day. That quote also came from a book called Royal Woman Revealed by one of our family members, Toronto Rick. And shout out to Toronto. Shout out. I love it. Great job. And good morning to you also. See, we got some amazingly talented people in our space. Brick by brick. What's good, my guy? What's good? And you know how I do. I go through my gratitude journal and I start writing down what I'm grateful for. I start thinking about the things that I want to affirm. Yes, right. That was from sis. That was amazing. I love the story. I'm going to get a little bit deeper into it, but I love the story so far. I truly understand it. You definitely have a gift to share. I'm excited. Maybe we can do some partnerships down the road one day on some stuff, but that's neither here nor there. Some of the things that really inspire me, some of the things that I've had to really just sit back, as you get older, hopefully you get wiser. And some of the things that have been inspiring me lately is just watching people live their life, their best life. And not, when I say best life, not meaning that they are, making a whole bunch of money or they have a whole bunch of influence, but just, I have adult children, and my adult children are in a space where they're just leaving college. They're just trying to figure out what they're going to do with life. And they're making mistakes and they're correcting, and I'm loving watching it. So y'all know I had a conversation with my 17-year-old yesterday, right? Oh, yes. We'll talk about him a little bit later, but we had a conversation. He was not happy. I went full major pain on my boy. I forgot I had it in me, but all them Army days came back. Boot to butt. That's how it went. Not physically. He too old for that now. Plus, the boy's a nice athlete, you know. I had to go a little too hard on him, because if I didn't, he would go hard on me. So we wouldn't even go there right now. Pop still take him out, but at what cost? At what cost? It's ego. Whatever. I'm past them days. However, the thing that inspires me has been, like, for example, my brother right now, he is on a trip, a guy's trip, and they're going out. They're airborne right now, and they're flying out to a nice destination. They're gonna have a great time for about a week. But my brother wouldn't have done that a few years ago. But he started to grow. He started to expand himself. He's taking more risks. He stopped playing it safe, and he's actually living his life. He has always been a very agreeable person. He's always been a very affectionate, and, well, maybe affectionate isn't the wrong word. Friendly is more like it. He's always been a very friendly person, especially if he knows you or has gotten to know you. But unlike myself, I wasn't always that way. I'm very friendly once you get to know me. But initially, because I have certain traumas that cause trust issues in me, so I would always kind of play back and watch the wall and hold the wall up sometimes. But once I got going, it was no stopping me. But initially, that initial engagement. And so the thing that has inspired me the most lately has been watching people overcome and take risk and watching the risk pay off. Because there's this little sliver of thing called a fear, a terror, a barrier, a blockade. It's just something that stands in the way and causes you a little bit of anxiety. And watching people get past that is always the thing that inspires me, because I've had to do it so many times. And so I know what it feels like. I know what it looks like. I understand it, the feelings in the moment. And so today we are going to take a deep dive. Well, I don't say a deep dive. It's Wednesday. We're going to keep it light, but we're going to do a little work today too. And before we go deep into the work, let's go ahead and get these gratitudes out the way so we don't have to rush and try to do it at the very end. All right, let's go and get these gratitudes in 30 seconds, and I will be joining you. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for age. I'm grateful for wisdom. I'm grateful to see things change. I'm grateful for a time of reflection, to connect the dots in my life that I didn't understand in the moment, in the process. I didn't get it, but I'm grateful that I'm still here. And now I can connect the dots. I can see my errors. I can see the manipulations that people tried. And I understand that it was never even about me. It was all about their insecurities, their fear, their shame. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I get the opportunity to continue to thrive, to move, to live and to learn, but also to love. I'm grateful for change and progress. And I'm grateful for you. So this morning, I've really been having a lot of thoughts about what's to come in this space, as far as my affirmations, as far as the gratitudes, if they're really having an impact, if people are really adopting them. And so I just want to share a little spot of good news. You know how I say I want to have multiple properties. Good morning, Bobby. Hey, boo. Right on time. Right on time. I want to share just a spot of good news. Hey, I didn't want you to come up yet. What are you doing? What are you doing? Thank you. I didn't ask him to come up, but he just wanted to do that today. So this morning, I know Bobby had tired this morning. I want to share just a spot of good news. Yeah, I don't know. I guess the enemy trying to block me this morning, y'all. But no, seriously. You know how I've been talking in my affirmations that I want to be the owner of multiple properties. You know, I want a beach house. I want a condo downtown somewhere. I want the family house. Well, Bobby and I have made an offer on a property. And we'll find out here in the next day or two, what's going to happen with that. But we made an offer. We were not planning to do any moving until next year because our lease is still in, we still have a lease that we're under. So let me give myself a hand clap and drop a bomb for that one. And things turned out and it worked out that we were able to make an offer. We talked to the property owner of this house, and initially she was like, no, you you can't break your lease. But then she came back and was like, you know what? Just give me as much notice as you can. You see, putting things out there, it can be scary, it can be intimidating. But if you don't put it out there, if you don't tell life what you want and start vibrating at a higher frequency, also putting in the work. You can't just be saying a thing and never doing anything about it. But actually putting in the work, getting at that higher level, things have a way of opening up. Thank you, everybody, for the love. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And it's the house that we wanted. It's not, we just not settling for, the first thing that came along or the first thing somebody will finance us for. We actually went out. My wife did an amazing job of going out and finding some options for us to choose from. And we found the one that we wanted. And so we were able to make that offer. So I just want to share that bit of good news with you, because anything that you can imagine is possible. It really is. And I wouldn't be doing the proper service if I wasn't sharing my successes as I talk about personal development. Because 10 years ago, I would have never tried to get this house. I would have drove right past that community and said, oh, that must be building that for white folk. Oh, that's a rich people neighborhood over there. That's what I would have said 10 years ago. But I had to do some mental evaluations and changing. And you may not have that struggle in that area, but there's some other areas that you need to personally develop. I know, because there's nobody perfect. We all have our blind spots and we need help with. Sometimes it's relationships. Sometimes with the amount of money that you can make. Sometimes it's family members, housing, cars. We think there are limits when there are no. Remember, there is no spoon. It is you that bends and not the spoon. All right, so let's get into today. Today we're talking about, you saw the title. And we're talking about warning, comfort is the trap. Comfort is the trap. Now, I'm going to give a couple of scenarios. And if you agree with the scenarios, just put some ones in the chats if you kind of felt that way. Raise your hand, however you want to do it. Just let me know. But I never wanted to be rich. You know, growing up in the church, you know, you heard that, you know, saying the love of money was the root of all evil. So we never really wanted to be a really rich or wealthy family. We wanted to have enough money to be what? Comfortable. Comfortable. I just want to be comfortable. Has anybody said that? Has anybody said, I just want to be comfortable? But then I thought about it as I got older. And I would have these ebbs and these flows, these ups and these downs. And there seemed never to be enough money to do everything that I wanted to do. For example, just talking about making an offer on a house. I wanted to, and this was, let's say, you know, in my early 20s, I wanted to have a good job, be in a good community, have a nice house, you know, maybe 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath house. I wanted my children to have access to good education, be in a good school district where there wasn't a lot of crime, people breaking into houses all the time. I wanted my children to be able to, maybe not private school or private college, but I want them to have the options to either go to a good public school and then maybe to state college or to a private university. I wanted them to have the options. I also wanted to travel a couple times a year. You know, somewhere tropical in the wintertime. Notice I said the wintertime. Me and Heat, we ain't best of friends, but somewhere tropical. I wanted to visit family and friends during the holiday. Can y'all relate? Toronto Regan said, I always desired wealth, but it is in a healthy way. Yeah, in a healthy way. But what is that healthy way? I think most of us call it comfort. We're just comfortable. We're not wanting to be gluttonous, but we want to live life. I want to be able to spend money on my children for Christmas and travel during the holidays and not worry about paying a bill when I come back home. I want to be able to take a family vacation without having to pinch pennies along the way and then miserable because we don't have enough money. I don't want to see my neighbor shining and I'm jealous or envious of my neighbor because why aren't I able to do that? I want my children to have a quality education. And the thing that I started to realize that wanting to be comfortable requires you to be rich. Wanting to be comfortable, you have to have a lot of money because especially now, trying to buy a house in this economy, trying to rent something in this economy, car notes, gas, cell phone, food, everything is high. Everything costs, it's double now what it was 5 years ago. Everything. I went to the grocery store one day and I promise you, I hadn't even got groceries yet, but I did buy some like deodorant and I bought some seasonings and everything I put in the cart was like $6.97. By the fifth thing, I said, well, how many things is $6.97? And then I got to the food. Oh, that was $35 for this salmon. It's $20 for these ribs, $40 for I'm just like, oh my goodness. My cart, I literally got 20 items in my cart. 15 items or less is the lot I'm trying to get into. I got 20 items in there and I'm already at $180. Life is much more expensive than it used to be. So my question is, how can you be comfortable? How can you be comfortable if you don't have more than enough money for your living, for your lifestyle? And so what I've discovered is that comfort is the trap. Comfort is the thing that creates this false sense of security in most of us. Because we'll get comfortable, all of our ends will meet, and we'll get to this place where we can breathe and we can relax. We're comfortable. I deserve a break. I deserve some time off. I deserve a cheat day, okay, maybe a week. Because I've put in so much work, I deserve. I had this saying when I first met my wife. I'm like, baby, it's due season. It's due season and I'm due. I put in too much work. I've worked too hard, too long, and I haven't really reaped the benefits that I put in yet. I'm due. I'm due. And what I found myself doing was sitting around waiting for this harvest to come in, waiting for the fruits of my labor to come in. I'm sitting around waiting and I'm waiting. But faith without works is dead, right? But I'm working. I promise you, I'm working my butt. I'm working 80 hours a week. But there's no fruit. And what does come, I got to pick through it to find something that's worth eating. Has anybody found themselves in that situation? Anybody? Am I the only one who's experienced that today? Am I the only one who has dedicated so much time and energy into something and it hadn't paid off in the manner that I expected, or at least hoped? Now, it wasn't fruitless. I did get something from it, but it wasn't equal. I put 80 hours in and I got paid for 20. 60 hours still on the table. What happened? You have to learn the needs from wants. It's what we had to learn. Is that wait, hold on, let me read it again. Hold on. Even if it went missing some family function or hanging out with friends. Oh, okay, I got you. I see what you're saying. Yeah, you have to learn the needs from the wants. Yeah, I get it. But sis, follow what I'm saying right now. You can have whatever you want. The needs are standard. The needs, that has to be met. I have to put a roof over my family's head. I have to put food on the table. That goes without saying. But I want to make sure my wife has gas in her car. And I have gas in my car. But I want to make sure that we can go take a trip. We can go visit family. I would like to be able to have a date night every now and then. I would like for our children to not have to go to the worst school in the community because it's the only community that we can be in. I would like the option to be able to give my family more. And if somebody else that I know can do it, why can't I do it? What am I not doing that they're doing? And that's really what it came down to. I started asking myself that question. I started asking myself that question. Why am I stuck with a limited mindset? Why am I limiting myself? And I realized that it wasn't so much that I was limiting myself. It was the programming that I received. Because if you're from my community, our community, you know that it was all about just surviving. Our grandparents, they were just trying to keep us alive. They were trying to keep our parents alive, and our parents followed suit. You know, if your parents are baby boomers, they probably still eat a lot of canned goods, right? Everything's out of a can. My mom, if you go into my mother's cabinet right now, because of the area that she grew up in, it's pork and beans in her cabinet. It's all canned goods. I'm at the store, my bougie self. I'm getting I'm getting fresh broccoli. I'm getting organic this, organic that. My mom looking at me like, who raised you? Don't you know you can save 50 cents if you still getting the fresh, just get the bag vegetables in the freezer, you save 50 cents. And I'm like, but mama, it don't taste as good. We trying to save money here. Who care about taste? Shout out to my mama. Shout out to my mama. Oh man. So I'm a living witness. Private school, traveling, and was able to be home for my 2 years, over 2 years after having my baby. That's it. Just having the option. So we go back to, what do you want from life? And that's truly what it comes down to. What do you want from life? Because you can have it. If you want to have the struggle mentality and you want to feel like clipping coupons is what makes me feel good, I celebrate with you, bro. I celebrate with you, sis. I celebrate you because that's what makes your life happy. That's what makes you work. And there's nothing wrong with that. However, if you want a concierge service that delivers your stuff to the house and put it in the pantries, if you want people to show up and dry clean and iron your stuff once a month, twice a month, I mean, just what is what you want. You can get it. And the more you tune that mind to it, you can. So let's dig into this comfort thing. What are we talking about? Let me see if this works. Because, I tried the whiteboard thing and it didn't work. And then I realized somewhere in the process that I got this whole thing called an iPad. You have to put in that work, all without living paycheck to paycheck. Not a dent in the bank account. That's what I'm talking about. It's possible. It is possible. You can have it. You can do it. I ain't gonna like my wife when she listening today, so I ain't gonna tell her too much of our business. However, when we first got together, we were living in a 2-bedroom apartment. Rent might have been $1,200 together, and we were struggling. We were struggling. Our mindsets were not right. We were not disciplined, because that's what this requires. What I'm talking about today, it requires a little bit of 2 Ds, dedication and discipline. Dedication and discipline. But the moment we understood it, the moment we started getting it, our life dramatically changed. And now we can afford things that, we couldn't have afforded 3 years ago, 5 years ago. We can go places and do things now that was once just a dream. Told you about our sandals trip. That was a dream as a kid. We couldn't afford that 5 years ago. But we did last year. Made an offer on the house this year. And it's keep going up. It's going up and up and up. So let me get into this this demo, because I'll be going a little long sometime on my monologue. So let me go ahead and just knock this out real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch back to this screen. Now, on this screen, what we're going to talk about is, let me see if you can actually see what I put on the screen. So we're going to go with, let's go here. Haha, yes, you can see me. All right. So this is where most of us start from. This is where most of us start from. Whatever this level is, we start there. And then we set a goal. And what generally happens is we start going here, we going up, and we get to this first little level right here. And now, depending on the goal, it could be weight loss, it could be money, it could be relationship. Oh, yeah, I messed up relationship trying to write. My pen got caught, but I ain't gonna erase it. We gonna live with it. It's whatever the goal was, right? And so we get to this first level, and now we may have lost, those 10 pounds here. Our clothes feeling a little bit better. But we're gonna you know what? Some of us say, woo, I've been working hard for the last 2 weeks. I've been working hard for the last month. And we're truly having a really good experience. And then some of us, we level off. And now I deserve a cheat meal. I deserve this. I deserve that, right? But some of us, we keep going. And then we get to the next level. The next level, we done lost 28 pounds. Now, the goal weight loss might have been 40 pounds. Yeah, let's say the goal weight loss was 40 pounds. At 28 pounds, though, we looking good. The wardrobe is looking amazing. Everything. We getting compliments from everybody, everywhere we go. People are complimenting us on what's going on. And then what happens? We level off on that success because we got comfortable. Comfort kicked in. And then this crazy word starts to happen. That word is drift, or let's say drifting. Drifting. And we started drifting. Now we eating out more. We going to more restaurants. We're enjoying life a little bit more. We're having such an amazing time. We're reaping the fruits of our labor because we deserve it. Due season is upon us. We're having a great time with life. But then we started drifting. And we going further and further down. And then what happens when we drift? When we drift, we normally end up worse than we started. We normally end up worse than we started. And why is that? Why does that happen so many times? Remember, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only see them going back. And that example was the story of my life for many, many years. Many years. Give me a 1 in the chat if you can relate. Let me know if you can relate. Has that been your story? You have some success, you feeling good about life, you get comfortable, and then the relationship falls apart because you stop doing what you were doing in the beginning. You get comfortable with this person. You get comfortable in this job that you wanted so bad. You stood on the carpet and you said, please, Mr. Man, Mr. Woman, if you give me a shot, I'll make you proud. But 6 months in, you get comfortable. Now you hate going to work. Now when you see their name pop up on your phone, you instantly get an attitude. That's comfortable. Comfortable is a trap. That's why so many of us will say, I don't want to be rich. I just want to be comfortable. So then we take the trip. And I don't know about your trips, but my trips, whenever we go somewhere, we gonna spend way more money than we planned on it. Way more money than we planned on it. Either on rental cars, there's something that came up, we went shopping, the people we went to see, they wanted to go do this extravagant thing and we didn't want to be left behind, so we said, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, right? So we go do it. Then we come back home. And then we come back home and we trying to figure out what happened. How we gonna do this? Can we Thanos snap? Can we go back and redo it again? Oh man, we wasn't ready. Man, the light bill is due. So who am I gonna rob this month to pay what guy? Because we got comfortable. We didn't have more than we needed. We didn't have more than enough. And honestly, that's what gets most of us in trouble. Because when we actually look, we started in a great place. We had the best of intentions. And we followed whatever program, we just blunt force trauma life. And we knocked off 10 pounds, knocked off 28 pounds. We went on the dates. We met people. We went on bad dates. You know, we weeded through the people who wasn't serious. We went on job interview after job interview until we got to the right place. And what happened? We got comfortable. And in the comfort, actually, can I put this on screen too? Yeah. And so in the comfort, something happens. In the comfort, something happens that it disturbs us a little bit. Because we got a taste of what it could be. But because it didn't last, because we didn't have enough means, or we didn't have enough discipline or enough patience to make it last, the negative programming comes back. Because the first programming is there. It's deeply ingrained. It's your basic operating system. So what do you do to truly override that basic operating system? We've talked about creating the goals, right? And talked about the 4-step strategies, knowing why you want it, knowing what you want, why you want it, how you gonna do it, and when you plan on making it happen. That's the 4-step strategy. The only problem with that is that it's so far out there that it's easy to forget. And that's why we truly going to talk about routines. Creating routines that not just reprograms the subconscious mind, but it becomes our habit. It becomes something that we do without even think about it. Remember that clip with Oprah? And Oprah said, "Hey, Kay, my sister, how are you?" Remember that clip I showed about Oprah? And she said she don't even do vision boards anymore because she knows how to manifest things now. This is what she's talking about. She's not talking about she don't still envision things. She just don't put it on the wall anymore. Don't create these boards anymore. Now she's actually creating the thought here, the image here, but she's creating routines that'll get her that particular outcome. She's changing her habits to be more in line with what she wants. Now, none of this is sexy. This is the deep work. This is the hard work. If I know beach or the summer body season is coming, if I know cuffing season is upon us, and I don't want to be cuffing my pillow all fall, all winter. If I know the summer body time is coming, am I going to wait till May to get my summer body together? No. I'm going to make a New Year's resolution like everybody else. I'm going to make a New Year's resolution like everybody else. New year, new me, right? But the only difference is I'm going to actually start creating habits. Now, I'm not going to jump out there and go to the gym 2 hours every morning because that's going to last about 3 days. I'm going to be so sore I ain't going to be able to stand life. But what I am going to do is every morning when I get up, instead of rolling out the bed, getting that first cup of coffee, I'm going to roll out the bed and do 15 push-ups or 15 sit-ups. Then I'm going to go get my coffee. And as I'm sitting there waiting for the coffee to brew, I'm going to meditate. And while I'm meditating, I'm not just going to sit there and think. I'm going to do some yoga. I'm going to stretch my body a little bit. You see, starting slow, developing the habit is the first thing that we need to do, which is why we're going to spend the rest of the week talking about how to develop habits. The step-by-step process to actually creating the habits that become the subconscious thing, that comes the autopilot thing. As some of you know, we've had some heat challenges. And what generally is supposed to happen is when the temperature drops to a certain degree, the thermostat automatically kicks in to regulate it back to where it was set. That is why we don't have the success that we desire most times, because we have such low self-imposed limits that every time we start getting high, every time I go to the morning motivation, shout out to morning motivation. Every time I go to the morning motivation, I hear a good word, I get some good tips, and then I cut the stream off and I hop in my car and I head to work, and by the time I get to work, I'm reset back to where I started. I'm reset back to where I started because my thermostat kicked in. My automatic thermostat, my cybernetics machine kicked in and kicked me back down to where I was. And it's also the same reason why some people, they just don't seem to lose. So God guided me to this chat a week ago, and I'm grateful. Appreciate that, D-Rob. Appreciate that, bro. I appreciate it. Hey, man, it's a good space, man. I don't think anybody else out there is doing it how we're doing it here. I don't think anybody is growing at how we're growing here. I think this is a very unique space. Now, I may be a little biased, but I'm in these YouTube streets a lot, and I see what people are doing. You know, I used to be concerned that how could I be giving great information and nobody comes, but I can talk about somebody's divorce or who shot John, as my grandma used to say, and there'd be thousands of people in the room. And I came to a conclusion that most people don't think. Most people hate to think. Most people want to be told what to do. And do I really want to be around people who just go with whatever's being said? Do I really want my children marrying people who don't know how to think, who don't know how to change their life, who don't know how to be the best version of themselves? No, I prefer to be in a community where we're all growing, we're all changing, we're all coming into who we all should be. That's what I believe is the goal. And so no longer will I sit by and just shake my head because people don't get it, because everybody's not like that. I'm not like that. I'm proof that everybody is not mindless. Everybody does have a desire to be great, to realize their full potential. So that's why I really started this community, and I want to help as much as possible. So D-Rob Training, I'm grateful for you, my brother. I'm grateful that you are here. I'm grateful for everybody that's here, because we are building a movement. We're building something special, something that we can all be proud of. Let me wipe the tear from my eye. You guys are making me a little sentimental this morning. Okay. All right. I'm back in now. But yeah, man, so just thinking about how we get from where we are currently to where we want to be. Let's look at this. Look at this example. There's a farmer, and the farmer, let's say I'm in North Carolina, so this farmer is probably planting maybe some soybean or some tobacco or something like that. And he has this 10-acre plot of land. Do you think that this farmer goes out, plants the crop, and then sit back and wait for it to grow? Anybody believing that that's the goal? That's what he's doing? Nah, that's not what he's doing. The farmers had to do some research, and he knows that every plant, every crop has a growing season. He knows what they call it, it's the gestational period. I forget the technical term, but the amount of time it takes to go from seedling to crop to harvest, something that he can pull out of the ground. There's a time period for that. So the farmer has done his homework. He knows the crop that he wants to grow. He knows how long it's going to take it to grow. So what that farmer does, he goes, he plants that. He pulls out all the weeds. He get the ground nice and fertile. He plants the seedlings. He makes sure that it's watered. He keep the bugs and the birds away from it. He fertilizes it, pesticides it, does everything he needs to do to protect his investment in this crop. But instead of waiting for that to grow, he goes to the other 2 acres of land that he earmarked for something else. And he's now doing the exact same thing in that other area. See, he had a 10-acre plot, and he used maybe 3 for tobacco, 3 acres for tobacco. He used maybe 2 for soybean. And then he has some vegetables growing in these other 5 acres. And so in every season of his life, he is reaping a harvest. In every season, he's reaping a harvest. He has an abundance of crops. He has so many crops, he may even have trouble selling it all. But when you have an abundance of something, you could always put it on discount. You could always put it on discount. People still buy it. Now, don't put your first fruits on discount. No. You make your money. But when you get to the point where it's like, okay, if I don't get rid of this in the next month, it's gonna go bad. It might go bad. So let me put it on discount because I want to get rid of it because I need to get all my money. I want to get all my energy back. And how do we do that? We do that by understanding the goals that we want to achieve. We understand that by creating the habits, the routines. Because you start with a routine. You see the goal. Okay, what routine is going to get me to the place that I want to be? Okay. Now, what habits are going to get me to that place, to that routine? And that's how we do it. We start small, piece here, piece there, testing out. Okay, yeah, I'm not getting up at 6 o'clock doesn't give me enough time to get everything done. So I got to get up earlier. Oh man. So now I got to reset my body clock. So it might take me a week of getting up at 4 just so I can get up at 4:45. You see what I'm saying? Dedication, discipline. I get up every morning about 4:30. Now, did I do that before morning motivation? No. I would sleep to 6, 5:30, 6, sometimes 7, depending on what I had going on for that day. But because this show is important to me, because there's a result I need to get up early and plant these seeds. So I need to reset my body clock. So instead of getting up an hour or 30 minutes before the show, then hopping on, no, I get up. My clock set for 4:35 a.m. and then another one for 4:45, and another one for 5, and another one for 5:15. Because sometimes stuff happens and we oversleep, right? So it's putting myself in the best position to win, putting myself in the best position to have success. Rob Training said, very different. I love it. Going through a heartbreak, and I've been evolving. This chat just adds additional elevation. I appreciate you and everybody here. Oh my God. I know the feeling, bruh. I know the feeling. And look, I'm going to be honest with you. We talk about value a lot in this channel. We talk about value a lot. Sometimes people are so caught up in their own stuff that they stop seeing the value in the person that they chose, the person that they chose to be with. It's not a horrible thing, it's a horrible feeling. But if you have value, the beauty of having value is that every setback, in that there's a seed of equal or greater value. So not only are you going to get through this, oh my God, the next version of you, these little changes that you're making, these additions that you're making to yourself, my brother, we're gonna have to get some manufacture some sticks to beat them all off with you, bro. Because they're gonna be coming. Because you are valuable just as you are. But every setback, every disappointment, it adds to us. Just be intentional, which you're here, so I know you are. But be intentional about the thoughts that you have surrounding yourself. Be intentional to create the atmosphere that I am. That's y'all know where we're going, right? Yeah, I am. Make those declarative statements. Don't get caught up in the weeds, in the muck, and how you feeling right now, because that too will change. The only thing in life we can truly count on is that we're all gonna, die. All of us have expiration dates attached to us, but we're gonna pay taxes too, right? We're gonna pay taxes. That's just a thing that's gonna happen. But brother, my heart go out to you, brother, and I know you're gonna bounce back and you're gonna be better than ever. And in saying that, let's go and get into these affirmations. I'm actually on time today. I'm proud of myself. Look at me. I'm just winning right now. Life is great. I am. I am more than enough. I am built for this. I am destined for greatness. I was designed after the Creator's own heart. I am more than enough. I am a conqueror, an overcomer. And because of that, I will greet this day with all the respect that it deserves. I will meet people with a smile. I will show up in a kind way, a compassionate way. Because I understand that people just don't understand what they don't understand. They don't know what they don't know. And it's not always their fault. But I am more than enough. and I will inspire. I will motivate. I will help people find their path as much as I'm able. I will give them resources. I will give them tips. I will show them that there is a better way. And maybe not always through my word, but through my action. Because I am built for this. I am the head and not the tail. I am above and not beneath. I am. I am the dream that my ancestors dreamed about. I am a beacon of hope for my children, for my family. I am. I am everything that they said I was and more. Because I am not perfect, but I am in process. And I'm making progress. I am more than enough. And so are you. I am. I am. Oh man, I'm loving the chat, man. I'm loving the comments, man. I appreciate you for all your likes. If you haven't liked, give me a like today. Give me that, hit that thumbs up button for me. If you haven't commented, if you just kind of sitting back in the back just watching, welcome, but say hello, say hi. And if you haven't shared to your family, to your friends, to anybody you think who could use this information, please do so. Please do so. And if you haven't subscribed, what you waiting for? Come on to the family. Join us. Be a part of what we have going on here. I got some audio situations that's fixed now. I even got some new tech that I'm dropping in here. All right, this thing is popping, man. And the family is real. The support is real. And I am grateful and thankful for you all. So what's the call to action for today? The call to action for today is to start thinking about your routines. The things that are on autopilot. The things that you do that unconsciously you do that's not productive for you. I used to have this thing, man. It's like I'd be driving down the street and then I see the hot donut light come on and Krispy Kreme. And I mean, I'd literally almost have a wreck trying to get around there to be the first one to get that donut. This is when I was in Alabama. When I lived in Alabama. And so then I graduated and I finally overcame that struggle. And then it became French fries. It's like I couldn't pass the Zaxby's or I couldn't pass the Bojangles without stopping and getting me a picnic fry or a large fry. Had a stronghold on me. Stronghold on me. But it was the routines that I was doing that was creating it. My diet was off. I was eating at weird times, so I was hungry at odd times. There was no regulation in my life. There was no discipline in my schedule. And so an undisciplined mind, bad things happen there a lot of times. Sometimes catastrophic, sometimes just secret, quiet things. Oh man, let's see. Let me read some of these comments. All right. Creating positive and intentional routines. That's right. That is the call to action for today. Not now. Oh, I see some quiet faces. Yeah. Some of our routines, man, is causing us the most harm. So call to action for today is to figure out a way, or at least identify some of the routines that are not super helpful for us. Some of those things that may be causing our weight to go up. Some of those things who may be causing our money to go down. Some of the things that causing us maybe not to be so friendly. So as I said in my affirmations, I will greet this day with love in my heart. I will greet people with a smile. I don't care about their motives, their intentions, because I know who I am. I'm going to give them a smile because I greet people with a smile. Because when you smile at people, it disarms them, one. And two, it makes them feel better just as much as it makes you feel good. And that's something that I've struggled doing. I used to walk around with the stank face, like I was smelling something all day. Not anymore though. I've graduated, I've learned. So now, even when I'm just kind of in this weird space thinking about something, when in doubt, get the app. Hold on, wait, did I miss something? Hold on. I used to have the app to let me know when the highlight. Oh, you definitely my sister, Monique. Oh yes, ma'am. I've been towed my car up trying to get across that lane, trying to get to that highlight. But anyway, we're creating routines, and the next 2 days we're gonna talk about those habits, man. Those habits that cause us success, the habits that cause us failure. How to actually reprogram, because we've done a lot of groundwork with mentally preparing the mind, but if we don't get the activity in line with it, we're gonna wake up 5 years a lot more intelligent with not much results. That's the same as the farmer that goes out, sows all the crop, and then sits back and wait for the harvest, not doing anything else. So that one crop, waiting for the harvest, instead of creating a system that get him to where he needs to be. Excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, it's hump day. It's Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. We got two more. We got today and two more going downhill. I got a busy weekend, or busy week and weekend. So it was a lot of moving pieces in my life. But I'm excited. You guys give me a lot of energy and encouragement as I'm on my journey. So I thank you for that. And like we always do, I'm gonna start from the bottom of the list so I don't miss. Actually, I'm gonna start at the top so I don't miss anybody, because there is a 5-second, 7-second delay. And every morning when I get off, there's a final comment that I miss. So I'm gonna start at the top, and I'm gonna say shout out to my sister, Monique, my cousin, that chick, yo, D-Rob Training, my guy. Brick by brick, good to have you back in the building, my guy. Toronto Riggins. Hey, y'all need to go get the book. Now, hold on, let me pull that tab back up. Royal Woman Revealed. It's her story. And she's talking about how she's grown, how she's learned to walk and embrace who she is and walk in her real confidence. So much so that I opened the show with a quote from her book, and it says, let me cut that down a little bit. Your pain is only a tool to get you to your destiny. It's just a tool to get you there. And again, that's a quote from Royal Woman Revealed from my sister, Toronto Riggins. I appreciate you. Also, I want to give a big shout out to my brother Craig. He's not on the line. He's flying right now, but he's on a guy's trip. And I'm proud of that guy, man. I'm watching him become who I've always known he was, right before my eyes. So I'm like a proud papa. My baby Bobby boo, I love you. Thank you. And good morning to you again. Yes. Brick by brick, D-Rob Training. Imani, my baby. Good to have you in the building. I'm not sure you're still here because she's a drill sergeant and she has troops right now. So, but thank you for stopping in, baby. I love you. And everybody else, I don't think I'm missing anybody. Health Talk, Paradigms, I missed that comment. But it's so good to have you here as always, my brother. Life is amazing, and it's also what you make it. We're building something together, and I think down the road, man, it's going to pay huge dividends for everybody. My sister Kay, shout out to you. I think everything that we're doing, it matters in a major way. My guy Randy, bruh, goes without saying, bruh. Till the wheels fall off, then we pushing. But yes, everybody, man, shout out. I didn't see Gary comment, but Gary might not have could comment this morning. Shout out to my guy Gary with the E. Everybody, happy Wednesday. Much love, respect. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.